Health Ministry discovers 4 new COVID-19 sub-clusters in religious schools. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. The government is aware of various issues that may lead to tension among families, including children being abused during the movement control order period. Senior Minister of Security, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, said the public could contact the Talian Kasih hotline set up by the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry and the police to report any domestic violence and child abuse cases.
Malah, jika ada laporan yang nak dibuat kepada pihak polis, rakyat kita boleh membuat aduan melalui online seperti WhatsApp dan sebagainya direct kepada pihak polis dan pihak polis boleh mengambil tindakan segera berdasarkan aduan yang diterima.
Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri added that those who wish to seek help may call Talian Kasih at 15999 or send a message via WhatsApp at 019-2615-999. He said the victims or any concerned citizens could also directly reach the police for immediate action. The Ministry of Health has identified 4 COVID-19 new sub-clusters at several madrasas and tahfiz schools that were related to the Sri Petaling Tabligh gathering. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the tracing of these sub-clusters was done with the cooperation of the Malaysian Department of Islamic Development, JAKIM, Masjid Sri Petaling's Shura Council, as well as the respective state and district health departments.
Kementerian Kesihatan telah mengenal pasti senarai terkini madrasah dan tahfiz bagi membantu pengesanan kontak rapat kepada kes-kes indeks perhimpunan di Sri Petaling. Susulan daripada tindakan proaktif di lampangan oleh Jabatan Kesihatan Negeri dan Pejabat Kesihatan Daerah, beberapa sub-kluster jangkitan COVID-19 telah dikenal pasti di beberapa buah madrasah dan tahfiz.
Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said the sub-clusters are Madrasah in Jerantut Pahang, Madrasah in Penanti, Penang, Madrasah in Sungai Lui, Selangor and Madrasah in Jasin, Melaka. All patients have been isolated and are currently being treated in hospitals. Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham also urged the public not to discriminate against COVID-19 patients and instead cooperate with the government to break the chain of COVID-19 infections. The Melaka government will be more strict in Phase 3 of the movement control order in the state and urge the people to continue to adhere to the Malaysian National Security Council (NSC) and Health Ministry's procedures. Chief Minister Datuk Sulaiman Mat Ali hopes the directives will be diligently complied with so that Melaka would be the first state to be free from COVID-19. Datuk Sulaiman said this will enable the state to restore its economy amongst all other activities as well.
Saya mengharapkan semua, terutamanya rakyat dari Melaka dapat stay at home dan patuhi segala arahan perintah kawalan pergerakan ini apabila telah pun dilanjutkan sehingga pada 28 April. Dan saya harap semua, tak kira mana sekalipun dapat mematuhi arahan PKP ini. Saya menghargai terutamanya badan-badan NGO, parti-parti politik yang terlibat untuk mengulurkan sumbangan ini, tetapi sebaiknya ianya biarlah mematuhi segala arahan terutamanya daripada Kementerian Kesihatan.
He said this after visiting the Royal Malaysian Customs Academy, Akmal, in Bukit Baru, where 4 disinfection tunnels had been provided by the Melaka Public Works Department for use by personnel returning from their shifts. He also said a total of 300 officers and personnel of the 514 Territorial Army Regiment under the 3rd Division Artillery Headquarters Command from the Bukit Beruang Base Camp have assisted the authorities in Ops Penawar during the MCO in the state. He said the regiment were involved in roadblocks and patrols throughout the operation. Meanwhile, 183 residents of Kampung Air Merbau, Melaka have undergone COVID-19 health screening in an effort to prevent the spread of the deadly pandemic in the area. Jasin Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Ms. Pani Hamdan said the screening process involves every resident of the village after 36 positive cases were discovered in a madrasah in the village.
Jadi dari segi tindakan KKM dah harus dipujilah bagi membantu mengekang daripada merebaknya penyakit COVID ini. Yang mana daripada 3 bulan ini semuanya adalah berlaku di dalam kawasan madrasah saja. Jadi kita risau takut merebak ke kawasan lain.
Meanwhile, Deputy Superintendent Ms. Pani said the MCO compliance among the people in Jasin had increased to 95%. He said the police remained committed and would increase surveillance from time to time. A viral message claiming that the Health Ministry has directed individuals who went to the Ipoh wholesale market recently to go for COVID-19 screening is fake news. Perak Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal Wazumu has uploaded the viral message on his Twitter and marked it as fake. The viral message stated that anyone who went to the wholesale market since last Thursday should go to the nearest hospital or health clinic for health screening to ensure they are not infected by COVID-19. In another development, Perak Health Director Dr. Ding Lei Ming has denied that the death of an Indonesian man in Kampung Aman, Setiawan, yesterday was due to COVID-19. She said the test conducted on the 42-year-old man at the Raja Permaisuri Bainun Hospital last night found that the man was not infected by COVID-19. Dr. Ding said the man had fever, loss of appetite and mobility since last Friday, and a private doctor who treated him suspected that he had a brain inflammation or meningitis. Police have warned the people against getting involved in selling, purchasing or using any face mask or T-shirt with the Security Forces emblem. Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department CID Director Datuk Huzir Muhammad in a statement said that only police and army personnel are allowed to use the emblem. Said there were certain individuals who were found to be selling the items bearing the Royal Malaysia Police and Malaysian Armed Forces logos on social media. He said the police will not hesitate to take action under Section 89 subsection B of the Police Act 1967, which carries a 500 ringgit fine or 6 months jail term or both. He added that action could also be taken under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which provides a maximum fine of 50,000 ringgit or 1 year prison term or both. Welcome back. A total of 199 active players in Terengganu tourism sector who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic will receive a one-off cash aid soon. Terengganu Tourism, Culture and Information Technology Committee Chairman Arifin Deraman said that they comprise 48 trishaw paddlers, 17 passenger boat operators in Seberang Takir, 99 tour guides and 35 mountain guides in Dungun. According to Arifin, the amount will be announced by Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar.
Kita bersedialah sebab tu kita ada pelan ransangan atau pertama, kemudian pelan tindakan post selepas daripada PKP. Kita dah ada pelan tu tapi masih lagi bergantung kepada suasana semasa yang berlaku.
He said this to reporters in a news conference in Kuala Nerus yesterday. Meanwhile, Arifin said the state government is currently promoting the tourism subsectors such as health, food and sports via digital platforms based on buy now, travel later concept. He added it is among efforts by the state government to reinvigorate the industry which is affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Last year, Terengganu received a total of 5.3 million tourist arrivals, an increase of 9.8% from 4.8 million tourist arrivals in 2018. Cooperation from all quarters and discipline among the public during both Phase 1 and 2 of the Movement Control Order had placed the district of Hulu Terengganu to remain as a green zone amidst recording 0 COVID-19 cases. District Police Chief DSP Muhammad Adli Mat Daud said there were no arrests or violations committed during the MCO since its implementation on 18th March. DSP Muhammad Adli said about 250 security personnel have been deployed during the MCO. He said that strict patrol was also conducted on a regular basis at all entry and exit points in the district. DSP Muhammad Adli said this is strengthened with about 7 roadblocks at major roads in Hulu Terengganu. Residents are told not to carry out much activities but to remain home in compliance with the order. Petronas Chemicals Group Berhad and Federal Territories Islamic Religious Department Jawi donated food kits worth a total of 125,000 ringgit to the less fortunate in Labuan who are badly affected by the MCO. Petronas Methanol Labuan PML Chief Executive Officer Lawai Jok presented the 500 food kits with hand sanitizers worth 100,000 ringgit to the Labuan Natural Disaster Management Committee Chairman Dr. Fari Akmal Osman to help lessen the financial burden of those affected by the MCO. Jawi, meanwhile, presented its 6.5 tons of food kits worth 25,000 ringgit to the 500 families. More than 4,200 applicants in Labuan had hoped for an act of kindness so that they could sustain themselves during the MCO.
Sekarang ni kita telah menerima lebih 4,000 permohonan. Jadi kita telah menghantar lebih 2,000 kit bantuan makanan seluruh Labuan dan kita akan meneruskan usaha ini dan dengan kerjasama pihak swasta dan NGO kita akan dapat membantu lebih ramai penduduk Labuan yang terkesan.
Dr. Fari Akmal said this when met by RTM yesterday. The contributions were received on Friday and Saturday. In order to avoid long-term psychological effects due to COVID-19 pandemic, a good self-adjustment mechanism is needed during the MCO. The Health Ministry's public health specialist, Dr. Nurashikin Ibrahim, said emotional stability is vital to ensure each individual is able to run daily life without any pressure.
Dan setiap individu tu dia kena menggunakan coping skill ataupun daya tindak yang positif, macam mana dia hendak berada di rumah dalam keadaan yang tenang. Itu yang important lah, yang paling penting. Jadi ketenangan tu contohnya macam mana nak berfikiran positif. Macam mana nak berfikiran positif tu kita kena lihat contohnya bersyukur dengan apa yang kita ada sekarang ni. Kita bila duduk kat rumah, paradigm kena berubah. Maksudnya kita bersyukur bahawa kita selamat di rumah. Jadi kita tak perlu risau bahawa kat luar tu kalau kita pergi keluar beli makan, makanan tu ada. Jadi tak perlu berasa panik. Dan duduk di rumah buat aktiviti fizikal. Mungkin selama ni kita tak pernah buat. Kita boleh orang kata exercise, kita cari hobi baru. Ada separuh orang tu saya tahu dia dah menjahit ya. Jadi skill baru kena dicari.
Dr. Nurashikin added that constant communication between family members and friends via phone calls or social media interactions are needed to avoid social isolation. She said online learning could also contribute to a more positive mental health. Singapore's Ministry of Health on Sunday reported 233 new cases of COVID-19, 10 of them Malaysians. 7 new clusters were also identified, thus bringing the total tally for the Republic to 2,532 cases. A Malaysian man aged 25 was linked to McDonald's restaurant, one of the new clusters identified. 3 Malaysians were still specified under local unlinked cases. 5 were linked to case 2215, who is a Singapore permanent resident, and 1 linked to case 2424, a Bangladesh national. The 6 other new clusters included a Black Tap food outlet at Marina Bay Sands, 3 more foreign workers' dorms, and 2 construction sites. To date, the Republic recorded a total of 560 cases that have fully recovered from the infection and have been discharged from hospitals or community isolation facilities. The death toll so far from the complications due to COVID-19 infection is 8. As of Sunday noon, MOH has identified 28,140 close contacts who have been quarantined. The Professional Footballers Association of Malaysia, PFAM, has set 2 conditions if the proposal on players' pay cut, as outlined by World Governing Body FIFA, is to be adopted. PFAM, in a statement yesterday, said that the 2 conditions must be met to avoid any prejudice and to ensure players' rights were protected. The conditions set by PFAM were that it was mandatory for teams with unpaid salary issues prior to the COVID-19 pandemic to settle the arrears first, and that negotiations as well as agreements be made individually with players. It said this is because each player gets different salaries and has different needs. As such, they should agree to the different amounts of reduction. PFAM further added that this is also to ensure that every player is treated equally and given the right to deal directly with the employers and to subsequently agree with the terms the players themselves consider to be fair, such as how their salary was agreed on. Last Tuesday, FIFA issued a circular containing 4 main items, among them being the expiry and commencement of player contracts, football employment agreements that can no longer be performed, and transfer window. As for employment agreements that cannot be performed, FIFA encouraged clubs and players to reach a consensus during the crisis, including restructuring players' temporary salaries. The Football Association of Malaysia, FAM, hoped that the joint agreement between clubs and players, including officials, could be finalized by 22nd April. However, the matter can be referred to FAM if the parties fail to reach an agreement. Previously, PFAM disagreed with the proposed pay cut following the COVID-19 outbreak, causing the 2020 Malaysia League, or M-League, to be suspended since 16th March. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story today, Health Ministry discovers 4 new COVID-19 subclusters in religious schools. Now, before we go, we at the English News Desk would like to remind everyone to remember to wash your hands regularly, practice social distancing, and most of all, let's adhere to the movement control order and just stay at home. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings from around the world. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.